Great day. Welcome to the House of Masculinity. I'm Black Jay. Peace to the tribe. Salute to the comrades. Shout out to all monogamous worldwide. All monogamous in the stronghold of the noggin. Peace to all the bros and the sisters out there. Hey, we got a good show tonight, y'all. We gonna get down on some $5 Indians up in this bitch tonight. You feel me? It's time to talk about it, man. It's time to talk about it. There be a lot of people hating on the tribe, talking about y'all some slaves, y'all free, man. You know what? You're right. We know who all the colonists was enslaving. The American Indians. Salute. You damn right. Our ancestors were slaves. You big dummy. You just telling on yourself. To the tune of 5 million Native Americans enslaved and about 300,000 Africans. You decide. But tonight we talking so-called quote-unquote Native Americans are really Asians. Salute. You big dummy. Biatch. Yeah, we talking facts here. It's been proven. We know what it is. They calling themselves the first Americans, but are they really that? I'll be the first one to doubt it, because I study real history and I know the truth. I know who the real first American. Matter of fact, I know who the real original Tamarican is. Not no first American. Who the original Tamarican is. And I know who the fake first American is. Salute. Big dummy. We're gonna dig into these so-called quote-unquote Native Americans of today, who are really just some Asians. Salute. Some Asian foreigners who helped colonize your land. You big dummy. Learn real history, and that's what we talking tonight. Y'all hit that like for me. If you want to support monetarily, we got the Cash App at the top of the screen. Cash.app/$ House of Masculinity. Help promote the channel. You know what I'm saying? Share it on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Put it out there. Tell it to every nogger you know. Let's grow this channel. Let's grow this channel from 800 to 18,000. We're gonna do it tenfold. Salute. So hit that like for me and share the video. Alright, so let's get to it, man. We talking about these fake ass Native American, man. These $5 pretenders, man. These pretendians, man. They're claiming they the Nagas. Ain't got no paperwork to show. Don't even know real history. They got brainwashed, knowing damn well they came from Asia across the Bering Strait. So let's talk about it. And we're going to look at this article right here to start with. This article titled, So-Called First Americans Lived on the Bering Land Bridge for Thousands of Years, right? Thousands of years. I would beg to even argue that. But we know they lived on the Bering Land Strait for sure. At least they came across there. They migrated through the Bering Land Bridge, the Bering Strait. And I don't get it twisted. We talking about these people right here. First Americans, the quote unquote American Indians, the fake ass Native Americans. Matter of fact, better shot, these people right here. Salute. You big dummy. These people came across the Bering Strait. They really Kung Fu Asians. Let's tell the truth about it all. Let's dig into it though. Let's get back to our article. And we on scientificamerican.com, because you know we get to the scientific facts over here. So we won't be on no bullshit. You know what I'm saying, Monaga? We get on real sources. You know what I'm saying? We got 6 Nagas in here, got 6 little Indians, 6 little Pickaninnies. We ought to have 6 little likes or at least a couple dislikes. So hit that like button. If you a $5 Indian, go on hit the dislike. You big dummy. Salute. All right. The conversation. Yeah, we about to have a conversation, all right, on the Scientific American archaeology. When they digging up bones Archaeology. They digging up artifacts. They saying who's over here. They say who was over here the longest. They digging up in the dirt trying to find out who the oldest. So they say the first Americans lived on the Bering Land Bridge for thousands of years. Genetic evidence supports a theory that ancestors of today's Native Americans lived for 15,000 years. I argue that, but that's what they say, 15,000 years on the Bering Land Bridge between Asia and North America. Yeah, the Bering Land Strait between Asia and North America. And they say they crossed it and crept there and invaded the land. They came and colonized too. They came from Asia and crossed up into our land, just like the other people did. Yeah. They was conquistadors too. So let's talk about it. Editors note, the following essay is reprinted on permission, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, check that. The theory that the Americas was populated by human beings crossing from Siberia to Alaska across a land bridge was first proposed as far back as 1590 and has been generally accepted since the 1930s. But genetic evidence shows there is no direct ancestral link between the people of East Asia and the modern Native Americans. So they say, right? They talking DNA, because you can't connect DNA to a land. You only connect DNA to family members. But we talking the Bering Strait here. Now we got this one here, and this one here we on right here is on webspace.ship.edu. Suggestions regarding the migration of the Native Americans. Beringia is the name given to the land that once existed between Siberia and Alaska during the last ice age, when the sea levels were considerably lower than today. It was likely, for the most part, a shrub tundra with some forests in the south. It was a home to a great variety of Arctic mammals, including the megatherians. Sometime between 30,000 BC, they killed me with these numbers, in 10,000 BC, people moved east and north from Siberia and northern China into Beringia. I suggest that there were two groups. One stayed closer to the coast and was more dependent on sea and river food sources and had a fairly sophisticated use of boats and had more of the technology common to China, including microblades and fishing paraphernalia. The other was further north. So they talking about these Asians that came and crept through Beringia into North America and started, and they tried to resort. They saw what the Nagas was doing. They say, them Nagas rocking feathers, we better blend on in. We better try to be like them Nagas. They threw on some feathers, and now they say they Native Americans, right? They want to colonize the land too, right? They in fact they helped the Europeans. They even made it with them, and they made family when they blended with the Europeans. Come to find out, they all from the same stock. Yeah, dig on it. All right, well, we're gonna dig somewhere else real quick. And I'm gonna pause for the calls real quick. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. I'm gonna pause for the calls. This one here, we're gonna do a video review. We're gonna do a video review, y'all. This right here is about Lusia. We want to see. They say they the first Americans and all this here. We know that they ain't what an original Tamaricans though. We know they came across the Bering Strait. We done laid the foundation to set the tone for that. But are they the real first Americans? Or I mean, not first Americans. Are they the original Tamaricans? Well, there's a skull that was found in South America, the oldest skull found in all of the Americas. The oldest Indian skull found here. Been here since creation. And it's a documentary out there about it from the BBC. We finna take a look at it. Fair use, YouTube, for educational purpose. We finna review this documentary about the oldest skull, the oldest Indian skull in the Americas, and what it looked like. Do it look like an Asian from China? Fair use, YouTube. Some of y'all might have seen this documentary.
In the heart of the Brazilian wilderness lies a prehistoric rock shelter, decorated with
Fair use,
thousands
YouTube.
of strange paintings. South American archaeologists are finding unusual human remains.
All right. Archaeologists in South America, they say they finding unusual remains. Now let's recall that first article we was looking at, they was talking about archaeology too. The archaeologists talking about the current Native Americans actually came through the Bering Strait. That's what the archaeologist said on this article we read at first, when we first started, when we were laying the foundation on the conversation. Archaeology, digging in the dirt. First Americans lived on the Bering Strait. All right, let's go back to this though. Let's see what these South American archaeologists said about the unusual bones and skull. They said this is unusual. Hey, salute the teaching 777. Salute the task
Skulls
code
aren't European,
CEO.
but they aren't
Salute.
American Indian either.
Tribe up. Salute.
They belong to none of the prehistoric races known to have set foot in the New World. These skulls are as old as the Ice Age.
Oh, that's the Ice Age. They say these skulls here we just found, they say first off, they is unusual. They do not look like these Native Americans that came across the Bering Strait. And they older than the damn Ice Age. They old as Methuselah.
So who were these first people to discover the Americas?
Who were these people?
And what became of them? Did they all disappear? Or did some of them?
Did they all disappear? No, they ain't disappear. They just reclassified them. They started calling them black, colored, mulatto, Negro, African American. Yeah, they disappeared on paper.
Survive.
So y'all hit that like for me. Fair use, YouTube. Fair use.
This
Educational
is Serra
purposes.
da Capivara, a rocky outcrop of cliffs and valleys in a remote corner of northeast Brazil.
All right, see, they're in Brazil. First off, before I even move further, one thing about Brazil, it's a whole lot of Nagas in Brazil. It's more Nagas than anybody else in Brazil. Like the population in Brazil is a large country for one in South America, and it is like it has a huge Naga the Naga population outnumber everybody else. And they try to say these Nagas from Africa, but no. Those Nagas are indigenous to America. Some from North America and a lot of them from South America. Because we know during the slave trade and the sugar plantations down there in Brazil, they were shipping North American Indian Nagas, Negroes, like the Pequots and others. Salute. We know real history over here. So they in Brazil where they found the oldest Naga skull in America. Chopping through the wood. They got
Local farmers have long known about these rock
go out
shelters
there.
hidden behind the brush.
I wish I was out there with them.
You big dummy.
I'll be out there with my shovel. I'll be out that bed with a chainsaw. I'll be cutting through the LB. I'll be like, come on, man. They be like, damn, this Naga here is just amped up. You know what I'm saying? Salute.
Shelter walls are decorated with scenes from everyday life.
Hey, Teacher 77 say he had a dream about the previous life and was dressed like the ancient Naga. Our men were going to war in the dream and I knew they were going to win. Okay, yeah, we were going to win. Because the Most High on our side, our Father with us.
Woman give birth.
We just got to get our mind right. And our body to follow.
Some of the paintings are harder to interpret.
They trying to interpret the Naga writing.
These
They can't
fairies
even interpret the Naga writing because they ain't asking Naga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we got to get our mind right. We get our mind right, the body will follow. You know what I'm saying? They know you kill the head and the body dead. So that's why they attack our mind and our spirit. But it all lie in our identity. Understanding our identity is the strongest weapon we got. Cause boy, look at here. If all our people understood our true identity, we'll have a whole different purpose for living. We'll have a whole different purpose for being abundant and tribing up and having large families. You know, we'll have a whole different reason. We'll have a whole different reason to try to outnumber everybody else in this country and run their ass off. Think about it. If every Naga had 10 kids and we were like, fuck it, if we poor, we just poor. We still Naga up. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. It's more value in the Naga than anything else anyway. You know what I'm saying? You see they making clocks and shit and selling them for $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 on the Naga, worth its weight in gold. So you know what I'm saying? We already used to being poor. So what the hell? You know what I'm saying? Nagas got to get this materialistic shit out of their mind and trying to live to this European standard and trying to be like these folks and know what's most important and tribe up. You know what I'm saying? Strengthen up in numbers. You know what I'm saying? How you gonna outvote people when you ain't strengthening up in the numbers? How you gonna be an activist when you can't even get active? Cause you ain't got enough numbers to get active and get physical and be a threat. That's what it's really about. Be fruitful, like the Most High said.
Looking figures are thought to be men in disguise, dancing with women.
Salute the Manhattan Project. Say something happened on this earth never witnessed before. Heaven is rapidly revealing who is really who.
Other
on the
images
plane.
show human figures with
on the plane,
bodies.
Fair use
Some wear
YouTube.
masks. They hint at some kind of ritual.
Dodge all these bullshit hijacks too. They gonna hit you with a few hijacks, but they gonna give you some real game. They wanna play peekaboo with a Naga. They always trying to spook the fire Naga, man. You know what I'm saying?
No one yet has figured out what these scenes mean.
Except the Nagas.
But local farmers claim to know who originally painted them.
Os mais velhos, como os pais da gente, avô.
Our elders used to tell us they'd been made by Indians. Known
Now see, he say his elders told him that they were made by Indians. He didn't say they was made by their people. He said our elders say these was made by the Indians. So Nivaldo obviously ain't no Indian. Salute, and his people ain't either.
locally as the fierce
They ain't make none of that shit. His people ain't make none of them mounds, which is really pyramids. They ain't build Kukulkan. They ain't build none of that shit in South America. The Nagas did it.
Indians were the obvious candidates.
Hey, 777, teaching 777 say all the men were dark but didn't look African. It is a difference, my Naga. It is a difference. Fair use, YouTube. Is that a
Most
donkey?
of the people who live in northeastern Brazil today are descended from European settlers and
Boom! Hold on. Did you hear that? He say they descendants. He say these people here descendants from European settlers.
African slaves.
And now they want to say African slaves. Yeah, right. What slave ships from Africa? What war was fought in Africa? What merchant were the slaves in
These
Africa bought
ancestral
from? Who
groups
was the
arrived in
captain?
Brazil
Where
just
did they
500
arrive
years
at?
ago.
What date?
When the
We need
Portuguese
answers.
first discovered Brazil, they found that Indians
Fair
were
use.
already here.
Say the Indians was already there. The Nagas was already there.
And a few of the local villagers are descendants of mixed marriages between Indians, farmers, and slaves.
See, they always trying to say mix with Indians and slaves. They always trying to say. See, they can't mention the Indian without mentioning the Naga, because the Naga is the Indian and the Indian is the Naga, and they want to try to explain the black people being the Indians, and they want to say, okay, they somehow mixed with the African. No, bitch. There is a difference. We don't say a Russian that's Caucasian got to be mixed with a British motherfucker because he Caucasian too. We don't say that. We say, no, that's just a British Caucasoid and that's a Russian Caucasoid. We don't say they related just because they got the same color. How dare you do us like that? Like it's only one source to Naga. When the Naga originated on every plane, on every continent, the Naga was first. So what you talking about? Salute. Fair use, YouTube.
Indians, in fact, had been in America for thousands of years.
Thousands since the beginning. Since the biblical flood that all religions speak of. See, pretendians, See, they pulling out the pretendians on us, but let's go dodge the hijack.
Scientists today can tell precisely when they arrive.
$5 fakers. Look at that fake right there. That motherfucker, that fake motherfucker, his ass came from the Bering Strait doing kung fu. He a kung fu fighter. His kung fu panda looking ass, Reese's monkey looking ass. That ain't no real Naga. That's fair use, YouTube. Let's proceed.
And from where?
Big dummy.
He can't even dance. Look at him.
South
He
and
looking
North
goofy.
America belong to a racial type known as Mongoloid.
Mongoloid.
They're descended from the ancient peoples of Siberia.
From Siberia. See, hold on. How you descended from Siberia and all this shit here? You Mongoloid. You not an indigenous American. You're not an indigenous American. You a Siberian.
During the Ice Age, 12,000 years ago, there was a land bridge between Siberia and Alaska.
And you invader. You colonize a
Mongoloid peoples were the
motherfucker.
first to enter the New World. Or so experts thought.
Yeah. So we see the science telling us, look, these people came from Asia. These people that they call the Native Americans today, they came from Asia. But let's continue with the story though.
The Brazilian finds point to a very different story of the
different
discovery
story.
of the Americas.
See, what he said, hold on, run that back a second. He said the Brazilian skulls, remember all them skulls they found in Brazil, all them Naga skulls? He said this point to a different source of the first Americans. Hold on, damn, what the hell? He said the Brazilian find point to something else.
Mongoloid peoples were the first to enter the New World.
Psych.
Or so experts thought.
They thought.
The Brazilian finds point to a very different story of the discovery of the Americas.
The Brazilian skulls say something else. What did they say? Fair use, YouTube. Fair use. He said the Brazilian skulls say something else.
The paintings on these rock shelters are much older than the Indians.
Older
Here.
than, see, when he say Indians, he talking about today's so-called Native Americans. He talking about the $5 pretendians. Salute.
You big dummy.
Hunters chased giant armadillos, an animal that flourished during the Ice Age, long before the arrival of the Indians.
Long before the fake Indians, long before the pretendians. Fair use, YouTube.
There's a playful feel to many of the scenes. Here, a group of men are standing on each other's shoulders, just like a circus act.
Hey, he talking about circus act. He had like his monkey asses over there. He had like his old Ghostbusters looking asses over there, Slammer looking ass. His ass wasn't nowhere in sight. He trying to explain what the Naga drew on the wall. He need to shut the fuck up. Salute.
You big dummy.
And here, a rare romantic moment.
Man, he don't know. They could have been headbutting.
The scenes conjure up a lost world of innocence. How long
Okay, y'all hang in there. He developing, but he finna get back to them skulls in a minute.
ago
Fair
was
use,
this
YouTube.
primeval paradise?
Dodge all this little hijack drama, hit these cartoons and shit. Yeah, get back to the
French
script. Manali.
archaeologists have just finished digging in Pedra Furada.
Hey, look, he said French archaeologists. Oh, the French. Oh, the French been busy digging in the Nagas in American soil, huh? Enslaving Nagas. Yeah, the
Just
French.
the rock
We know.
shelters. Their aim was to go back in time to a period well before the arrival of American Indians.
See, well before the arrival of today's pretendians. He finna get y'all the game.
Every foot they dug took them thousands of years back into prehistory.
Say every foot they found a prehistoric Naga. Fair use, YouTube.
When they reached layers 40,000 years old, they found these.
They found a Naga. I didn't say they went 40,000 years deep in the soil and they found some Naga shit. He said that shit said strictly for my Nagas.
pieces of quartzite that look remarkably like stone tools.
Nagas making tools and shit eons ago.
The edges on one side of the stones were flaked off.
That what they was scalping their ass with. And I'm not. That look like that's some type of shit you might scalp a bitch with.
Were these stones shaped into cutting tools by human hands?
Of course they was. Fool.
If so, then the history of the discovery of the Americas would have to be rewritten.
So they got to be rewritten. The history of the Americas got to be rewritten, huh? They say, because yeah, this was well before the arrival of the Pretendians, the invasion of the Pretendians. They saw what these Nagas was doing. They say, man, throw on some fellas and blend in. Join the tribe. They tried to tribe up with a Naga and they turned on us and all. We let them tribe up with us. They turned on us. They helped their best buddies from Europe and shit. They helped them. Who you think the uncivilized tribes was? They wasn't even the original Tamaricans. They was invaders. See, that's why we gotta understand this whole picture, man. We gotta understand this whole picture in full 360 vision.
But if people had been here before the American Indians, surely there would be other traces of their presence.
Yeah, of course somebody was here. Somebody was already here. Yeah.
The archaeologists continued to dig, down to depths of 50,000 years old.
You big dummy.
And then they found this.
They found a nigga. Hey, hold on, wait a minute.
Fragments of animal bone and charcoal.
Oh, fried chicken. They found some fried chicken bone and some barbecue charcoal. And then them niggas were grilling.
For Anne-Marie Passy, one of the archaeologists involved in the dig, these fragments were proof of human occupation.
She say, hold up. This is barbecue. Salute. Hey, salute. Big dummy. Hey, you know the Nagas invented barbecue now. That's why Nagas love the barbecue today. Look it up. It's called barbacoa. You know what I'm saying? The Naga invented it. They dug in the dirt and found some old barbecue.
We found structures shaped like hearths. Next to the charcoal, depending on material.
The French are always up in the Naga shit, man. They the main ones help try to colonize us. These French motherfuckers, man. You gotta watch them. I don't trust somebody if they French. I don't trust them. Salute.
We sometimes found food leftovers of animals they may have eaten.
Trust no French people. And salute to my Naga Tony Bell in the house.
The Brazilian finds show that the New World was discovered tens of thousands of years earlier than previously believed.
Manhattan Project said they found a blade and a slab of
well
ribs. You know it was Naga.
Indians.
They say this smell like barbecue. They say it's barbecue in there.
Who were these pioneers? A much earlier wave of Mongoloids?
No.
Or another race altogether?
Another race altogether. They say this is not Mongoloids. You big dummy. They say this is another race altogether. Huh. They say before the Mongoloids. So who are they?
Clues to the identity of the first Americans are emerging in rock shelters in the northeast and southeast of Brazil.
Stronghold of the Naga.
Archaeologists there have recently unearthed human remains.
Okay. Here we go. See, now they finna get busy. Fair use YouTube. Don't be hating on the Naga because we sharing real history over here for educational purposes. We sharing the Naga history, and the stronghold of the Naga. You know what I'm saying? No $5 pretending fake Indian looking motherfucker from looking like a Reese's monkey. Fair use YouTube. I gotta keep saying that, y'all. Yeah, the old skulls they find. They say these skulls as old as Methuselah. They say we might have found Moses.
Prehistoric skulls were found buried in layers of soil 9 to 12,000 years old.
9 to 12,000 year old soil. Say, whoa, this is way before the Mongols came. They say this is way before the Chinaman came, the Kung Fu Panda came across the Bering Strait. They say this was way before. They say this was way before this. 12,000 years of dirt. That's a lot of dust. Nagas making barbecue. These Nagas was barbecuing. That skull so black, that had to be man. When that's hold on, man. Did y'all see how black that motherfucking skull was? Mulatto, yellow bone, black ass Nagas.
And this is the oldest of them all.
The oldest of them all. The oldest of all of them ever. To this day, my Naga, the oldest. Let's see what the oldest skull in the entire Americas. Let's see who it is. This is crunch. It's a Super Bowl here. We already winning the score by 1,000-0. We done won. It was already over with since the first quarter. But this the last quarter here. Let's see. Is it us or them? Is it us or is it them? Is it Kung Fu Panda or who is it? Let's see who the oldest, who the first, the original. Who is the Tamari Khan?
The skull of a young woman nicknamed Luthia by scientists.
Luzia.
Can she tell us who the first Americans were?
Who the original Tamari Khan? Not the first American. Who the original Tamari Khan? Fair use, YouTube.
Walter Neves is a physical anthropologist at Sao Paulo University in Brazil. He's been using a standard and reliable archaeological measure.
A standard and reliable archaeological measure. This is the standard here. This is reliable. We done been doing this since we've been doing archaeology, and we do not get this wrong when we do it this way. This is what he said.
Shape of the skull to find out what race she belonged to.
She said, we look at this Naga forehead and the side of the jaw, we can tell if it's a Caucasoid, if it's a Negroid, if it's a Mongoloid. We know it. You know, we find an old skull. You Nagas gonna kill somebody and throw them in the garbage can, and you think we ain't gonna find out who this was? Give me that skull, and they take it in the lab. They say, you know what? This is a Naga here from 14th and Murder. This is how they do it. Fair use, YouTube.
He fully expected Luthia to be a Mongoloid, an ancestor of the American Indians.
He expecting it to be a Mongoloid.
Then he fed the measurements into the computer.
When we started running the computer and seeing the results, it was amazing because...
He said it was amazing. He said we expecting it to be a Mongoloid. He said, but when we ran these results, it was amazing. Boy, this Naga here at the bottom, right, left-hand corner, that Naga, this Naga, this Naga, and this Naga over here was blacker than a motherfucker. This probably was a mulatto, red bone, yellow bone Naga. I'm just saying.
We realized that the statistics, the quantitative analysis we were doing was not showing just people to be Mongoloid.
He said this wasn't showing Mongoloid.
The analysis was showing just people as anything except Mongoloid.
He said this was showing. He said this wasn't showing us no Mongoloid. He say, man, these measurements didn't come back Mongoloid.
You big dummy.
What is going on here? Somebody been lying. These ain't no first Americans. These, I mean, they call themselves first Americans and Native Americans, but they not Tamari Khans. They not original Tamari Khans. So who is these Tamari Khans?
So who was Luthia?
Who the fuck
And where
is
did
this
she
Tamari
come
Khan
from?
and where the hell this bitch been at? That's what they said, y'all, not me.
To find out, the skull was taken to a hospital in Rio de Janeiro to begin the process of reconstructing her face.
He say to find out, he say we not believing this. We gotta send it somewhere else. They got the results, but he say we just not believing it. Put some meat on this. We need a face to match. We gotta see for ourselves. Fair use, YouTube. Y'all hit that like for me. Hit that like. Knock up. Tribe up. Hit that like.
Of Luthea's skull
Share
in order
this
to
shit.
build a replica.
He say we gotta build a replica. Fair use, YouTube. Don't be hating. Synagogue of Satan. Lying to Nagas all the time. We just trying to understand some truth, my Naga. They be lying to us so much, my Naga. They got computers making digital images and they putting meat on old skulls, trying to find out exactly who the hell is these Nagas. And they want to lie to us and tell you from Africa, man. Please, man. You a Tamari Khan. Tell you an African. You a Tamari Khan.
The cast was then given to Richard Neve
Look
of
at
the
that. They put
University of
Naga meat
Manchester
on
in
it.
England,
You
one
are-
of the world's leading forensic artists, to recreate her features.
Don't look like no pale face to me. Don't look like no white meat. Don't look like no red man. Let's see. What the Tamarkan? But these before the Mongols came. What this Tamarkan is? Salute Managa. Tribe up Managa, salute. Fair use, YouTube. Don't be hating. Oh snap! Is that a Tamarkan?
You big dummy.
So this, they don't look like no Mongol to me. They don't look like no Mongol to me. They don't look like no so-called first American to me. They don't like no Native American, so-called Native American. They don't like no so-called red man to me. Do it look like that to y'all? Hit me up in the chat. Let me know. That look like Harriet motherfucking Tubman.
You big dummy.
To me, is a Negro face.
What he said? Fair use.
That to me is a Negro face.
You big dummy.
Biatch.
Well. I guess the Nagas done won the Super Bowl. Richard Nave of the University of Manchester, he said to me, this Tamarkan, I know what you guys have been telling us all throughout our childhood, but this looks like a Negro to me. He said, this is damn Naga. Somebody's been lying and somebody got something explaining to do. That's what Richard said. I ain't the one said it. He said, this is a nigger. He said, this is a nigger here. He said, this motherfucker look like Harriet Tubman.
That has all the features you associate with a Negroid face.
He said, I'd be damned. He said, I tried everything I could do. I put the computer on it. He said, I got my calculator out. He said, I got all the rulers I had in here. I got the tripod. He said, I got the digitator. And he said, I got the alternator. And I still couldn't make this shit out there. And this is damn Negro. Salute. He said, you saw how black the skull was.
You big dummy.
The proportions of
He
the
said,
face,
12,000 years in the dirt. And we found a Naga.
it doesn't say anything about it being Mongoloid.
He said, it don't look Mongoloid to him. He said, don't say nothing about no fucking Mongoloid. You fake $5 fuck boy. Please come in and challenge me. Please do it. Please do it.
You big dummy.
Y'all be player hating sneak dissing and on videos, the fake $5. Not my real Nagas, the fake $5 pretending I be sniping they bitch ass.
Biatch.
But they call in. When I be posting the live number, call in, challenge this shit then. You say you the first American. This man, Richard, said you don't look like a Mongoloid to me. So this is a Negro. He said the Negroes is the original
Luffy belongs
Tamarkans.
to a race found historically along the rim of the Indian Ocean.
Yeah. He said, I don't even think we need to get on that no more. I don't even think we need to go there no more. He said this Tamarkan. He said this damn Tamarkan is a Negro. He said it don't look like a Mongoloid to me. $5 Indians, where y'all at? Where y'all at, $5 Indians? I mean, please show up. He say this do not look like no Tamarkan. He said, I don't know where y'all get this from. He said it look like anything but that. Oh, I misspelled it. Yep, it still got what I need. He say, yeah. He say this don't look like a Tamarkan to me. He said he say this don't look like a Mongoloid. He say this is a Tamarkan. That's what he said. Just like this 1500s map show us or what a Tamarkan look like. They look like Luzia, right? Or AKA the American Negro or so-called African American. What they want to call you now? They blackie, nigger, negro, nigger. You know what I'm saying? Mulatto. What they want to call you next? Color. It's you. It's you the whole time. Not these people. Not this. They invaders. Home invaders. Colonizers. Conquistadors. Kung Fu Panda looking Reese's monkey looking motherfucker. Bring the beef. I want all the smoke. Because you ain't got no paperwork to back up what you saying. Yeah. Tamari Khan, my nigga. What y'all think about this shit, man? I just, you know what I'm saying, I'm just dropping what I know about this shit, man. Just the real, you know what I'm saying, from archaeology to whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm on this shit. You know what I'm saying? I've been on it for a minute now. And I just want to share what I got with all the real niggas. All these people be lying to us, telling us this, telling us that, telling us everything but the truth. But it's time we take it in our own hands. We do not have to wait on other people to tell our story. I mean, it ain't that. We can take ownership of our own story. That's what we got to do for real, apparently. Because if we leave it up to other people, we ain't going to get nothing but lies all the time. And we better than that. I mean, come on now. You expect the colonizer government, the colonizer educational system to tell you the truth about your story, about your past. You got to be crazy. They're not going to do that. They're going to do everything but that. You think they're going to teach the real Tamari Khan about who he is? Especially the number of you noggers out here. How many of you noggers out here, you think they really going to tell the Tamari Khan who he is? I doubt that. You know what I'm saying? They gonna run with their fake ass
stressed out?
Kid the Kool
Time
story
to refresh your rhythm
or
with
whatever
track.
they got to do to continue to hide the truth. So it's up to us. It's up to us. Spread the word, tell the truth about who he is. We ain't gotta make up nothing. We can pull the facts right out the way. I mean, the facts is there. Facts is in the history books, the real books, not the educational school books. You gotta get this heat on your own. They ain't gonna give this to you. Sometimes you even gotta pay for it. I have, you know what I'm saying, paying to download documents. That's why a lot of people ask me. Somebody asked me the other day, man, how you learned about all this shit? I was like, man, shit, I just invested time, energy, and then a little bit of money, and, you know, and I got down and I got busy and I found knowledge itself, you know, which is more important than any amount of wealth. You know what I'm saying? So you fight for your spirit and your mind and your identity, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? We soldiers for the Most High over here. You know what I'm saying? We walking upright with the Most High. You know what I'm saying? We respecting our true fathers. We ain't bowing down to no synagogue of Satan. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna make them bow to us. We're gonna make them bow at our feet and scatter in multiple ways, right? Yeah, I'm Blackjack, this house of masculinity. Respect my house. We'll let the door not hit your ass when the Most High split your ass. And we about to get up out of this bitch, y'all. Peace, man. We might come back a little later tonight. I got some other shit I want to talk about. I'm gonna see what I got lined up. Look out for another live. We out. Peace.